What's up, Miranti? We're back with another Persona video, Atlas video, Catherine video, Metaphor video. So this recently came to my attention. Atlas creators Hashino Sojima on creating brand identity through tarot, visual identity in concept art. So basically new concept art, or maybe some old concept art in new form has like surfaced and they're like talking about it. So let's go. Atlas game creators Katsura Hashino and Shigenori Sojima, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, recently held a panel at the South Korean video game exhibition G-Star 2025. During the panel, they discussed the stories and art of P3, P4, P5, Catherine, and Metaphor ReFantazio. By the way, Catherine is a pretty underrated game. It's an underrated game. I understand why people like try to stray away from like the cover and art and stuff, like, and it looks like what people say like Gooner game, but like it's pretty good. It's not what you think it is. It's actually really good. I gotta go back to this. They're like 13 endings. I've only done one. So 4Gamer has provided a summary of the talk. All right. So the talk opened with a presentation on the difference between experience and experiential. I know what that means, just can't pronounce it correctly for some reason. Moments in games. Hashino explained that an experiential moment is something immediate, while an experience is long-lasting. The main theme of the talk revolved around how to turn an experiential moment into an experience and the design theory on doing so through art and game structure. I agree. So the way I see, let's see what they say down below. But the way I'm seeing this is experience by long-lasting. It's the stories, the characters, whatnot. Experiential is, I'm assuming, basically like the Joker outfit, Joker's costume, or like Makoto having blue hair and like Narukami having white hair and like glasses. It's like when you think of like when you see like a Joker silhouette, like you just see a silhouette, you're like, oh, that's Joker from P5. So I understand. I believe that's what they mean, and I have mentioned this several times throughout like my videos that that's something they do. So when experience becomes memory, designing lasting impressions through art and structure. All right. They then discuss the initial concept or evolution of the protagonist designs and the cover art for each game in order of release. What is this? Official merchandise. Okay, this is something else. I thought this was related to this. So P3, P4, Catherine, P5, Metaphor. The only one I haven't played out these is Metaphor. Technically, I haven't played the PS2 P4. I've only played the Golden. I am currently playing on the channel PS2 version. In P3, released July 2006, the main narrative theme was death and rebirth. This led to focusing on the concept of death, which plays a major role in tarot cards and considering how to express that in the structure of a game. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, this one I know. Yeah, this one I know. Like, this was like very early when they hadn't even developed the gameplay properly. Like, they had a different gameplay style in mind. Yeah, this is Makoto, and yeah, this was the early concept. I think everybody, like, maybe some people don't know, but a lot of people, like, I think, no, this was Makoto, and yeah, this is such a banger. Oh, this is, spoilers, I gotta be careful, alright. So, yeah. The first concept art that Sojima drew was something that he came up with before knowing too much about the theme. Oh, and when he only had superficial concepts to work with. Oh, that's, I can see that. Because, like, if you tell someone, oh, death and disturbance, it looks like this feels like something that P4 could have, I feel like. Something. So, yeah. This planning stage concept art is not only a development tool, but also something that can be shared around to add in production. It makes it easier for the team to share a vision towards the same direction. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. The protagonist was initially designed without much consideration, so he resembled a hot-blooded shonen manga protagonist. Oh, yeah, okay. As the project progressed and the theme was developed, the image of the protagonist changed completely into between a quiet, introspective figure from an open and energetic one. That is true. I can see that. The cover art expresses the idea of death and rebirth. Let's see. Oh, okay. I don't understand art that much, but I can see it. In P4, released in July 2000. Yeah, this one I want to talk about. So the narrative theme was defined as harmony. This was a stark contrast to the previous game. Oh. Damn, so this was like harmony. I've seen a lot of people talk about P4 as like a mystery-esque, which is true, but yeah. This was a stark contrast to the previous game, which was about death. Its characters, the game expressed to the younger generation what is right and wrong and how to choose and reject. Oh, yeah, this is P4. So, this one. I want to first read about this. The first sketch Sojima drew for P4 was based on the vague description of being a story about a murder taking place in the countryside. The protagonist was wearing a school uniform, but his stiff collar gave the impression of an honor student, so the collar was open to create the impression of a more serious and honest character. The cover art was captured the idea of a tense, serious incident occurring during an everyday life, in addition to the friendship between the characters. With P4, more and more players were making comments like, as I got closer to the end of the game, I don't want to finish it. Oh, that's true. And I don't want to leave this world. Hashino and commented that perhaps the experience of the players and characters resonate with each other. Alright, so let's... This one. Let's look at this. Yeah, this one. And this... By the way, this looks like Chie. Not Chie, but like... Damn, there's another Persona character I'm missing. Or something. And like this exists. So the main thing that I actually wanted to talk about is basically the female protagonist. For like a while now, I've been told in my comments and stuff like that that P4 was like supposed to have a female protagonist and stuff like that. And I've seen, like I did my research, I've seen this art. And this was like very early art. This is like, yeah, early concept. This is like the initial. And we know this is like initial concept art. So it was one of those things where usually when it comes to initial concept art, like this article also says, a lot of games make this art to give like a direction of what the game would be like at the start, or like what is the theme or what they want to create with the idea in mind. So this was that. Now recently we got this, like saying that there was supposed to be a female protagonist. My theory always is that they like right here as well, like this is a I mean she's wearing a skirt, female protagonist, whatever. Yeah, 2009, I can say that. 2006, I mean. But here's the thing. What my idea always was is that they think, all right, should the character be male or female? And then they make arts and like stuff like that, and then eventually they pick one. They're like, okay, male per character. Now, why do I bring this up? So there's like a Yosuke, like this is the mod. This is not the official, but there's like a deleted Yosuke files for dating and stuff. And a lot of people like, oh, they were supposed to add this, and then I've seen some people talk about like, oh no, because there was supposed to be a female protagonist, maybe this was like the Yosuke dating thing was for the female protagonist. My theory is this was not supposed to be for the female protagonist. This was actually supposed to be for the male protagonist. My theory is why they cut this is simple. Is that the Persona 3 and 4 site life, like the release dates are like what, 2 years apart, one year and a few months apart, July 13th, and when is this? July 10th. So basically 2 years, right? I feel like what they did, because here's the thing about dating, they don't just, oh, you can date the character, now you're in a relationship. No, there are like events related to dating a character, right? You know, hanging out and stuff like that. I believe what happened in development, they were making the Yosuke one, and they had less time, and they were like, oh, like, because here's the thing, prior to release, like, it's not like Atlas knew people are gonna, like, you know, love Yosuke that much. It's like, they'll just see how much people love. But I believe what happened during development is that they made the Yosuke one, and they were like, okay, we gotta do other characters. We gotta do other male characters, like Kanji, Ko, Daisuke, stuff like that. Maybe even Naoki, I don't know. But they were like, we gotta do other characters, and they were like, okay, we can't just, you know, do one male character and not do the others. People would get mad, or something like that. My theory is. And not only that, they had less time, and it wasn't just about making the character dateable, it's about, you know, adding more events. So, just think about it this way. One character equals 3 to 4 multiple events of dating, right? So, it's like, now you think of it this way. If there are 4 dating events and 4 dateable characters, that's like 16 events, right? So it's one of those things where I do understand, like that's my theory, is because the development of P4 was so fast and they reused a lot of content from P3, like a lot of assets, not content assets. I believe the reason they removed this is simple. They're like, we gotta do other characters, but we don't have the time. Let's just do the girls, remove Yosuke, because people will get mad. Why can't I date Kanji? Why can't I do that? And that's what I think. A lot of people I've seen that's theorized is because the female protagonist was a thing. But this thing, like as far as I know, this is a mod, not this one. But the one that was deleted was fully like voiced in English dub. And you usually don't see that if it's a very, very early concept, you know? So that's my theory. So this is what I want to talk about. So yeah, I don't want it to, yeah. Catherine, let's talk about it. Released in February 2011. By the way, I could have just seen the release date here, right? Yeah, I'm dumb. See, like, I'm a dumb. Yeah. Alright, Catherine released in February 2011 had a different goal to the previous titles. The Persona series was considered a school-life game for adults, and was accepted more by working adults than by students. This was likely due to the age demographic of Atlas fans at the time. Also, like, here's the thing, Persona is about school, but like, it's like, you know, like the themes can be mature. Therefore, Catherine was developed to target this demographic of fans with adult content focusing on infidelity and descendants. Alright, let's see. Damn, this guy looks like Kamoshida. I'm sorry. Look at like these like this is like this looks like Kamoshida, and this is that, and this is the original. Can I show that? I don't think I can show this on YouTube. I don't know. The protagonist is a complete departure from the heroic Persona series, being more of an honorary man showing his weak side. The cover art is different for the PlayStation Xbox version, the goal being to give an opportunity for people who have never played an Atlas game before to pick up the title. As a result, developers felt that the game was able to reach a large number of people who had never played Atlas games before. Oh, okay. So they made this, you know, I was right, like, in this video I was talking about that Catherine cover can look like a Gunner game. They did that on purpose to actually cater to different fans. They did that on purpose. They were like, oh, so Persona has this heroic, it's like, aura type thing. And then with like this, we were like, okay, let's just cater to, you know, weirdos. I guess, I don't know, not weirdos, but you know what I mean. Persona 5 released in September 2016 had a narrative theme of hope. Oh, the protagonists have nowhere to turn to in society and so strive to overcome their own struggles as they transition from youth to adulthood. They're shown different ways of looking at the world, offering a ray of hope to their lives. Really? Not rebellion? Alright. Even before this release, Atlas titles had reached global success and were being played around the world. P5 was an even bigger hit, drastically increasing the series' recognition. Bigger? Bro, this game is like still running. I mean, that's also because P6 is not announced or anything or released. But this game is still running. Like, it's not just walking or like it's on a dying bed. It's still running. Drastically increasing the series' recognition. Hashino states that this is because they were able to create a catchy experience while also leaving a lasting impression. That is true. Oh, let's see this. I've never seen this. Oh, damn. This is cool. Oh, this is early concept? Like, damn. Oh. Oh my god. I actually love this. What the hell? And yeah, this was the female protagonist. They were supposed to be in. Yeah, such a, like, cool design. Damn, they gotta use this design again. Like, I really find this design to be cool. Like, the female protagonist for P5. Like, this is actually... Like, this was a rebellion. Like, Joker has a rebellion design, but this felt like a rebellion design, not gonna lie. And this reminds me of Ulala from Persona 2, by the way. Eternal Punishment. I mean, she was in Innocence as well. And, like, this is the final artwork. So, protagonist, package, alright. The first concept art that Sojima drew for P5 evoked the images of Phantom Thieves with a trace of speed and rebellion. Oh, to make the thievery feel righteous. He gave the character a grinning, cynical expression as seen in the rightmost image. The expression that inspired the direction for the development's future. In the concept state, the protagonist was accompanied by a female heroine from the... Oh, okay, so it was like... Oh, so this is just like... Yoshizawa, kinda. From there, he designed a school uniform and then the Phantom Thief outfit to give players the feeling of transforming and taking action. The color red was chosen for the cover art to reflect the blue used for P3 and the yellow used for P4, and desire to create something passionate. The protagonist with glaring eyes emphasizes a flashy, powerful presence. Metaphor. ReFantazio. I have not played this, though. Hopefully I don't get spoiled. Metaphor released in October 2024 and builds its narratives around the anxiety that all living things possess, and the idea of having one heroism and sense of justice judged by the masses. Let's see. Oh, I've seen this, I think. Or maybe this is new. I've seen something similar. Oh, I like this design. One thing I will say, like, if they have, like, early concept arts, like, why not, maybe this is in Metaphor, but why not make, like, you know, these, like, costumes, right? Like, keep the, like, here's the thing. Let's just look into it, and this was the final design art. Oh, there's more. This was the, like, go back. Let's see. Right, like, how do I put it? So this was the early design, right? Why not make a costume for this? Maybe not the face and the hair, but like this costume could be good, you know? Like a costume for this, you know? They could have made that. Same with this guy. Why not use this as a costume on the... Oh, I remember. She's from the... Am I like Persona 2. Let me pause. Here we go. Like this looked like Maki from Persona 2. This actually looks like Maki from Persona 2. Well, let's just read this up. Hopefully I don't get spoiled. Sojima's early concept art metaphor was inspired by the enthusiasm of everyone at the launch of the company's new project, Project ReFantazio, with the goal of creating a fantasy. Having previously focused on a modern style, the two creators used repeated trial and error to capture a unique style inherent to fantasy. For example, the protagonist began as a recognizable, heroic figure, wearing a red cape and holding a sword. However, they ended up returning to their own unique style, incorporating more down-to-earth elements such as stylish coat and giving the character a bag. Oh, okay, I get it. The main visual was the first illustration created after the game was completed. The cover art then featured a figure leading a crowd of supporters to convey the idea of winning an election. Alongside enemies to give an idea of the type of experience that the players will have. Hashino stated that he intended the game to be his masterpiece, to have players remember the experience as something memorable. As such, he was very happy at the worldwide acclaim that the game had received. I'm assuming, like, there is some sort of spoiler here, but I'm not getting it because I haven't played the game. So, yeah. Hashino then went on to explain that there was a consistent flow throughout its work, showing a slide which arranged tarot cards used as a metaphor for each game. Death. This is Temperance. Devil. Tower. Devil makes sense, and Tower does as well. Star. Okay, yeah. This one I won't get, but Moon, Sun. Then damn, what is this? I forgot this. Tarot XX card. What is this? Let me pause. Oh yeah, it's Judgment. It's Judgment. I just needed to know. I mean, the art was different, but it's Judgment. Yeah, alright. Oh, okay. I think for Tower and Devil, Death, Temperance, I think they make sense. For metaphor, I can't say. Death, oh, it's... Okay. Temperance, the Devil in the Tower, the Star, and Judgment. Okay. Anxiety, Heroism, and Judgment. Basically, Moon, Sun, and yeah. When Hashino looked back at the titles he had worked on up until this point, he noticed that there was no intentional connection. They correlate with the aura of the terror. Oh! Oh, yeah, they do. They kind of do. And for metaphor, they changed. The tournament begin with the ignorant fool and progress to the hangman, bound by preconceived notion from their human seeks harmony, overcome corruption, find hope, and receive judgment in order to face death and rebirth. Are they hinting Persona 6? The way tarot conveys the human condition gives a certain continuity to these titles thus far, leading to the idea that maybe the titles will develop in line with the path of the tarot. Damn, okay. The way that... Okay. So... Damn, what is... It's Aeon or something gonna be... Aeon is the one after. This is Aeon, right? Or Aeon is gonna be the next game? I don't know. Hashino insists that this was never his intention. However, creators need to be aware not only of the goals behind an individual game, but also the backbone of their brand in order to carve out their identity. When working on an individual narrative, being aware of a larger narrative behind it can build further interest. For example, when learning the reasons behind a sports player's success, it makes you want to root for them more, similar to building affection for a game when you learn the stories behind its development. Following the release of P5, Hashino discussed in an interview with Famitsu how his games followed the tarot. He became conscious of the idea that his games follow this theme with the development of Persona 4. Alright. This strategy can be done intentionally, however, regardless of the background and personal brand, market success is no guarantee. It does create a compelling enough concept to make one say, hey, did you know the themes in the Persona series when viewed as a whole? So even if the outcome is uncertain, planning these elements has value. And even if a project fails, it's water under the bridge, unless the failure stems from overdoing it. It's likely that it would prove to be a worthwhile step in brand development. JRPG 3.0. How long is this? Oh, we're at the end. The concept of JRPG 3.0 was discussed as a future approach to JRPG. Hashino explained that the metaphor he has temporarily put an end to the challenge of creative fantasy and now is tackling challenging JRPG 3.0. Yeah. This I've kind of talked about. Like, they are going to improve the game into, like, a more manual situation. Let's see. JRPG 1.0 is a classic old school style. 2.0 is a modern style where everything, the quality and responsiveness have improved. Going forward, to reach a new level, he would like to create the next generation of JRPGs by changing the way games are presented and structured from the ground up. Hashino has previously discussed the concept of JRPG in the book 3.0, How to Make a JRPG. In this, he talks about developing a game that adapts JRPGs to more modern sensibilities and being more seamless. Closing comments. Sojima closed by commenting on Korea's recent global influence through entertainment such as games, movies, and K-pop. He believes that art design is a way to showcase one's own style And if audiences are interested, then it will continue to spread further. Today, we live in an age where people around the world can enjoy the same things, which is a wonderful situation for creators. He hopes everyone enjoys rediscovering the things that only they can create. Hashino states that the Korean dramas and movies can leave good aftertaste, but also an unsettled feeling, in a good way. That shakes your relics. He was so impressed by them that he came up with the idea of making narrative the theme of the presentation. He ended up saying, "Someday if you find yourself struggling to make a game, I hope you remember this talk today." I hope you remember. Oh, all right. This is them. All right. So let's see the comments. Was metaphor or is he implying will the first game? I think. I don't know. I don't know. But RM Rodriguez, I actually looked at this, and my main thing was talking about this because I was like, yeah, this could be something to talk about. And this guy is like, Kamoshida, man. This looks Kamoshida. I don't know. Maybe that's me. But RM Rodriguez, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, comment about. See you guys next time with another Persona, Shin Megami, Dragon Ball Fate, whatever it is. What are your thoughts about this? Did you like the old concepts art? Do you like the new concepts art? I have seen this, but this was something I looked at. I was like, oh, this was something they were just trying to build a world upon. This wasn't something like, oh, a female protagonist. So tell me in the comments below, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time with another Persona, Shin Megami, Dragon Ball Fate, whatever video. Consider subscribing. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm looking to stop recording. Bye, 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 bye.